Hi, Fourier transform of a constant x of t is equal to a. X of t is equal to a will not satisfy the condition integral minus infinity plus infinity modulus of x of t dt less than infinity. The condition is not really satisfied. So, it must be viewed as a double-sided exponent with the limiting condition a tends to become 0. X of t is equal to a is viewed as a double-sided exponential signal. Upon application of Fourier transform on both the sides, you will come to know that this x of j omega is equal to simply limit a tends to become 0. The Fourier transform is only applied over e power minus a modulus of t. So in this case, you will notice that the result of this one is already understood that it is 2a divided by a squared plus omega squared. So let me write x of j omega is equal to limit a tends to become 0 to a capital A divided by a squared plus omega squared. Right? It's a peculiar situation. The above equation x of j omega is equal to 0. X of j omega is equal to 0 for all values of omega except at omega is equal to 0 because of limiting condition a tends to become 0. At omega is equal to 0, this is specially treated. X of j omega is considered to be an impulse shape spectrum with the magnitude k. So this is the assumption. At omega is equal to 0, x of j omega is equal to k into del of omega, and it is 0 for all other remaining values of omega. Right? So it becomes our duty to determine what is k. What is k in this equation? Let us see how to evaluate the magnitude of k. K is to be evaluated using the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity to a capital A divided by a squared plus omega squared into d omega. In this integration, 2a capital A are all constants. You can take them outside. So integration will be only over omega varies from minus infinity to plus infinity 1 divided by omega squared plus a squared d omega. This looks very similar with the expression dx divided by a squared plus x squared, whose result is a very well known identity 1 by a tan inverse of x by a, isn't it? Please recall that it is possible for us to write like this. So using that e2a where the integration is simply rewritten as 1 by a tan inverse of omega by a, right, where the lower limit is minus infinity, upper limit is plus infinity. So k is equal to 2a capital A multiplied by 1 by a tan inverse of, upon application of upper limit it will become plus infinity minus 1 by a tan inverse of minus infinity upon using the lower limit. So the entire expression can be simplified as 2a multiplied by 1 by a tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2 minus 1 by a into tan inverse of minus infinity is minus pi by 2. So this becomes simply equal to 2a multiplied by how much it is? Pi by 2a plus pi by 2a, isn't it? So this becomes finally 2a capital A multiplied by simply pi by a, or the final result could be written as 2 pi a. The constant a in x of j omega can be written like this. I will summarize. When x of t is a constant, it has to be viewed as a double-sided exponential signal with the limiting condition a tends to become 0, a into e power minus a modulus of t. This is x of t. It is to be treated as x of t. So if you apply Fourier transform, this will be equal to k times of del of omega at omega is equal to 0 alone. At all other places the spectrum will have, for remaining values of omega the spectrum will be equal to 0, where k is given by 2 pi a into 2 pi a, isn't it? So the x of j omega can be finally rewritten as k into del of omega, which is written as 2 pi a into del of omega. You have to keep these two equations forever in the memory. When x of t is a constant, its corresponding spectrum is given by 2 pi a multiplied by del of omega. 2 pi a del of omega. Or I'll put it in this way: Fourier transform of a constant a, simply a, which does not have anything else other than that, will be equal to 2 pi a multiplied by del of omega. 2 pi a into del of omega. Thank you.